What's up guys, Zenigami here. Let's go through 60 stamina Sabo Raid, now out on the global version of One Piece Treasure Cruise. You want a lot of free-to-play teams, you've got a lot of teams, and some non-free-to-play teams too right after this one. The first team, however, we're going to be going through is going to be 6-star Blackbeard 5 plus Luffy team. And with this team, you have a lot of health thanks to 6-star Blackbeard's captain ability. You should be able to kill at least 4 or 5 of the characters on turn 1. Start off with whoever you like. Hopefully you get, if you have a matching orb or 2, that will help. But with the Blackbeard and Luffy, all your characters are boosted, so you should be able to take out 4 or at least 5 of the characters on stage 1. You don't want to take them all out, just take out 5 characters ideally. And leave the int guy, one of the int guys in the back, take 3 turns on turn 1. Turn 2, make sure you kill the Elder Seahorse first. If you leave either the int characters alive, they will bind the type they're weak against for 5 turns. So the int character binds side characters, the side character binds int dudes. If you leave either the girls alive, they will despair your friend captain for 10 turns. And if you leave the strength guy alive, he will paralyze your middle row for 7 turns. So be very careful about who you kill or don't kill on this stage. Remember, the Seahorse actually has 7 hit points, not 6 hit points. So if you have a Kuma, you can use Kuma to take out that Seahorse. Otherwise, you're going to need 2 characters like Golden Pound Usopp and somebody else. Look for some recovery orbs while you can. And we're going to go into stage 3, where we're going to be doing a lot of our stalling. The Dex guys here will bind your strength characters for 5 turns if they attack. You can use Golden Pound Usopp if you're bringing him. A lot of my teams are going to be using Golden Pound Usopp. If you use them here, you can stall long enough to use Golden Pound Usopp on stage 4 once again. Just be very careful to pay attention to who you're leaving alive, so that way you can use Golden Pound Usopp and then delay until you have Golden Pound Usopp special ready again. Now the Lobster has 15 hit points, the Elder Turtle has 9 hit points, and the Teenage Turtle has 5 hit points. You don't often need to leave all 3 alive, depending on if you're letting your characters get binded. Like some teams that use fewer strength characters might actually want to get binded by the Dex guys, since they will skip their attack and attack every other turn instead. But you'll be able to often stall a lot of turns here. Try to save any tandem and recovery orbs, because next turn you're going to preemptively get all non-tandem and non-recovery orbs shuffled away. But any tandem and recovery orbs will stay. This is especially useful for any teams that want to heal using those tandem and recovery orbs, and especially teams that are using a Fujitora captain, since Fujitora will make those tandem and recovery orbs count as matching orbs. And here, Coliseum Kid is what is our longest cooldown, so we're going to be stalling for that Coliseum Kid cooldown. Most teams, I would say, stalling for about 20 turns is ideal, but depending on your recovery luck and depending on what kind of team you're using and how much health you have, you can often stall for more than 20 turns. Here, I'll be stalling for at least 22 turns in order to use my Coliseum Kid special. Stage 4 is really easy with the 6-star Blackbeard team, since 6-star Blackbeard will make it so that you can ignore the good and perfect hit barriers on these guys. And what you're always going to want to do is take out the 3 front row characters first, since if any of the front row characters attack, they will first cut your health by 30% and then still attack you and deal about 7,000 damage each. So I'm going to be attacking with all my dudes. You can always use 5 plus Luffy to delay here, or Golden Pound Usopp, whichever one you want, or whichever one you don't have. Since I have my 5 plus Luffy, I'm going to be using 5 plus Luffy to delay. I may have been able to get away with it, but just to be safe, I'm using 5 plus Luffy. The Penguin will still attack, but if the Penguin attacks, he will gain a % health barrier. But with a 6-star Blackbeard team, that % damage barrier doesn't matter. So you just have to take a hit from the Penguin. So you don't necessarily have to use 5 plus Luffy here. You can always say 5 plus Luffy against Sabo. Now Sabo has 3.7 million hit points. He'll preemptively shuffle all your orbs and cut your chain modifier by half, and that's a big reason why we bring Hancock. On turn 1, he's going to boost his attack up to 11,000 damage. On turn 2, he's going to clear all buffs and debuffs. On turn 3, he's going to shuffle your orbs. And on turn 4, he'll gain a 2-hit good barrier for 2 turns. So, depending on how much health you have, you can always take a few hits before you actually use Hancock. Like, if I had enough health, I could take 2 hits and then use Hancock after he clears all buffs and debuffs. But just that way, I don't have to worry about we are going to burst him down early. Kid and Kuma guarantees you fully matching orbs. 6-star Blackbeard special cuts his health by 30%, and it makes it a pretty easy kill. But with a lot of other teams, you can use if you have Golden Pound Usopp special ready, you can use Golden Pound Usopp here. If you have 5+ Luffy or a 1-turn delayer, use a 1-turn delay after he boosts his attack. So you just have to take your first 7,000 damage from Sabo, and then use your delay, and then use Hancock after that buff goes away. Guys, you're going to see a ton of teams after this. Fujitora, Shiki, well, I guess I'm not using a Shiki captain anymore. Fujitora, Mihawk, Dex Mihawk, Strong World Luffy, 5+ Luffy, Timeskip Luffy's, everything you need. These are not the only teams that work, these are just teams that I have been using. Remember, I will be streaming this live on twitch.tv/Zenigami. If you like this, you can go check us out over there whenever I'm streaming. If you don't know when I'm streaming, you can follow me on twitter.com/ZenigameTV. Or subscribe here, and I do put a live notice whenever we go up. I'm Zenigami. Thank you so much for watching, and y'all stay beautiful.